Hello, Lafayette Lions. Mrs. Galicchio here to teach you about the monthly calendar. First of all, there are some things to know about the monthly calendar. Mr. Engel told you that there are 12 months in a year. But how many days are in a month? Well, each month is a little bit different. So there are a couple of ways to remember. One is this poem. 30 days has September, April, June, and November. All the rest have 31, except February is the only one to have 28 days clear and 29 in a leap year. In other words, September, April, June, and November have 30 days. February has 28 days, and in a leap year has 29 days, and all the rest have 31. There's another way to remember this, though. You can use your knuckles. So every time a knuckle goes up like this, there's 31 days. And then at the dip in between your knuckles, that is less than 31. Remember, February is 28 or 29 in a leap year, but all the rest are 30. So January goes up 31, February 28. March has 31, April has 30. May has 31, June has 30. July has 31, August has 31, September has 30, October has 31 days, November has 30, December has 31 days. So that's another way you can remember it. Let's look at the February calendar. Today is Friday, February 5th, 2021. That's how we say it. Friday, February 5th, 2021. We can write it like this, February 5th, 2021. I use a comma to separate the date from the year. And if I want to include Friday in there, the day of the week, I would say Friday, comma, February 5th, comma, 2021. Notice that the calendar has the month, sometimes the year, and then the days of the week across the top, starting from Sunday all the way to Saturday. This shaded part on the calendar represents the last day in January on this particular calendar, and then the start of March, which comes after February. So the shaded parts are showing the month before and then the months after. What will be the date in 3 days? So if today is the 5th right here, to count the days after, I count to the right. 1, then I drop down 2, 3 days. Notice I don't start counting on today's date because I want to know the date in 3 days. So today would not be 1 day later, right? So I start counting 1, then I drop down 2, 3. To count the days, I count to the right for the days after, and then to the left for the days before. And I would write that as Monday, February 8th, 2021. But what about if I need to count weeks? I need to water my plant every 2 weeks. I watered it on February 4th. When will I need to water it again? So I could count the days. I know that in 2 weeks there would be 14 days, and I could count to the right 14 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Right? But I can also count weeks by going down or up if I want to know weeks before. So for 2 weeks, I can count 1 week, 2 weeks, and I get the same thing. But it's much easier to count up and down than it is to count all those days. Let's try another one. I need to order Valentine's so that they will be here on time. If I need to order a week in advance, when should I order? Valentine's Day is February 14th. If I need to order a week in advance, that's a week before. So I'm going to count up 1 week. So it will be February 7th. Now I can count backwards in days. I know 1 week is 7 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and get it that way. But it's also easier to count the weeks by going up or down. The days are to the right or to the left if you want the days before. And the weeks are down for the weeks after and above for the weeks before. All right, so now you know how to know how many days are in each month, how to write the date and say the date, and how to figure out how many days after or before by counting to the right and left, and how many days, after and before by going up and down. Rewatch this video if you need to. Take really good notes because you will need it for the test.